Hey everyone, it's Tim, aka the guy who's having a really bad hair day. It's June 8th, 2021. I've recorded this video so many fucking times today. This is it. If it doesn't work out, you're not getting an update this week. You wouldn't know that, but I'm saying it. So, my voice is deeper. When I have a more emotional range, like I'm joking or like I'm excited about what I'm talking about, my voice will go up. In which case it sounds more feminine because obviously I'm only 5 weeks on testosterone. What do I expect? So that's like, I just like can't wait for it to be a little bit deeper. And in that depth, I'm very excited to hear what it sounds like when, even if my voice isn't consistently deep, what it sounds like. Well, not that it's not consistently deep, like even if I have that range when I'm joking or whatever, what it'll sound like. I'm very curious about that. And I also have some like little like brown hairs going in and like my mustache area. I'm very curious to see what my facial hair situation is going to look like. As most, trans guys know and everything, we're just very curious about what that'll look like. So yeah, other than that, I had my first aggression, like towards me as a trans person. Although, I don't know if he meant it the way that it came out. I mean, he definitely intended to say what he said, but I don't know if maybe he realized, like, what he was saying at the time. But he definitely, like, said it on purpose. So, what happened was, I do this guy's job in the morning, or, like, part of his job in the morning. And per our procedures, I intentionally left off a piece of information for this one scenario that had happened, which is why I left off the fucking piece of information. Well, this human being was very upset that this information was missing, and then proceeded to make a ruckus about this information and called a bunch of people trying to get information on this person and on, because I didn't send him the information he wanted, that he thought he needed, but in reality didn't. So my boss hears about this, and my boss calls him, and my boss says, "Why are you doing what you're doing? You know that this is a procedure. We have a meeting on it every year to discuss if we're still doing it the same way. You know that we're doing it the same way. Why are you doing what you're doing?" And this guy is making all these excuses, very in like a victim mind frame, very defensive. And my boss is getting more frustrated. So my boss says, "What are you missing, Thomas? What do you think you need that you don't have or whatever?" And this guy says, "Well, whoever it is you have on your team up there." And my boss says, "I heard you, Thomas, and I didn't appreciate that." And this guy says, "Well, I don't know." And this guy's on speaker. So I hear him because I'm in the office. And I said, "Thomas, you get my email every single day. You know what my name is." And then he just kept talking like he never heard anything, and then just completely disregarded everything that I said and my boss said, and then like just kept talking. So that was great. So yeah, that was like my first like little microaggression, or as my friends told me after they heard it, a macroaggression. It was not a small thing, it was a big thing. But like I said, I mean, he definitely meant to say that, like there is intention behind that, but I don't know that he meant it the way that it came off, but it definitely came off that way. Because in my office, it's my boss, one of our team members, my coworkers, and I. And then one more of our team members is outside of our office. So we were all in there when this guy was on speakerphone and heard what he had to say. Well, I don't know. I'm so sorry. I'm such an inconvenience to your life, Thomas. Asshole. So anyway, it's just so frustrating because that guy does get my emails every day. I have to send him an email with every day saying like, "Hey, this is the information for today," or "Hey, nothing came in, check back with you tomorrow," whatever it is. And once he was getting emails from Tim Criswell and not my birth name, he stopped responding to me. He used to say thank you. He used to be, kind-ish. And he's not anymore. He just doesn't act like I exist. Like, I would much rather you act like I don't exist than to treat me like that. I'm still human. Believe it or not. Like, if you don't have anything nice to say, just don't say anything. It's an age-old saying. That is not new. You cannot say that. No one in your life did not tell you that. Definitely someone told you that in your life. So, that's that. And then they asked me about why should we put our pronouns in our email signatures? Because someone asked, can we put our pronouns in our email signature? And the SVP, Senior Vice President of the Marketing Department, asked this person who said, I want to do this. Can we do this? And the SVP said, why? Why would you want to do that? And the person who asked couldn't give him an answer. So he asked to sit down and talk with me about it. And I was like, yeah, I'll be back at whatever time if you want to come up to the office and we can chat. And he was like, no, I want to talk to you. I don't want to have a conversation with the rest of the people in that room. I want to talk to you. And I was like, whoa, that's serious. You know what I mean? We've never had a conversation like that before. So, sorry. So I went down and we talked, and he was asking, why should we do that? Why do companies do that? Why is it important? Whatever. And I said, well, it shows that you're an ally, and it kind of creates a safe environment for people to show up as their whole selves and not just feel like they can only be part of themselves at work, and on and on. And he said, okay, well, I mean, it makes more sense when you explain it at that. The thing that I can't wrap my head around is, why would we do that? And I said, well, again, everything I just told you. And he said, I guess what I'm struggling with is I can't in my right mind say that we could do that because, I still see people who experience racism and sexism and, like me, transphobia, as earlier today, or on Friday when we talked. And he was like, so I don't want to, we're not, unless we're actually doing work that shows that that's the organization we are, I don't want to just jump on a trend. I don't think that that's what we should be doing, because it's my job to uphold a brand. And if, you think we should do that, blah, blah. And I said, well, to be honest with you, I agree with what you're saying, because I don't think that as an organization we're there yet, because then it would just be a lot of performative allyship. And he said, what's that? And I was like, that's the problem. But I explained to him and all that, and he said, yeah, I agree. And he said, well, would you feel safer if we had our pronouns in our email signature? And I said, look, buddy, I didn't say buddy, I said his name. I said, look, I chose not to live in fear of what people were going to say and think of me a couple weeks ago, whatever it is. And at that time, regardless of if I have mine and can see someone else's pronouns in our email signatures, it's not going to provide me with feeling safe or not. What is going to provide me feeling safe is people not making comments about me and my name. They're not going to make other people feel unsafe being in the workplace, or that they deserve less because of their gender, or they're not as valued, their opinions aren't as valued because their gender or whatever, which doesn't happen. It was just the example, right? Or to show that people aren't experiencing racism in the workplace. That would provide a safe environment for me to work in. It's not whether you have your pronouns and your email signature or your bio tab or whatever the situation is. Unless you actually provide that environment, unless we're actually doing work to get from where we are to where we could be, with showing that we're allies to people by using pronouns in our in our email signatures. Okay, but we're not there. We're not doing that work. So why would we do that? And he said, I agree with you. I just wanted to make sure. Thank you for talking to me. I wanted to make sure with you first. And he said, if you want, you can put your pronouns in your email signature for now. I would understand why you would do it. And I said, thank you. And he's like, do you want to? And I was like, no. I just wish people would use the right pronouns for me, though. Some do and some don't. People who don't really know me, but they interact with me over like email or like, work chat and everything. They'll say like she still, and it's so bothersome because it's like, how do you not get it? you know? But it's fair. I mean, it's my job to tell them, but I'm also kind of like, do I have to tell you? Can you just do it? Can you just get the fucking concept of what I'm doing, Karen? Actually, that's not who does it, but still, because there is a Karen there, and I don't think she does that. But anyway, so yeah, work is going really well. I think the only other thing that I'm afraid of right now is my girlfriend's flying home to visit her family, and she's gonna tell her parents that I'm trans and I'm transitioning, and that scares the shit out of me. And it scares the shit out of me because they're from a culture that is not necessarily known for being accepting of different people. Even so, when her parents still thought that she was dating a woman, as when I was presenting as a woman, a female, they had problems with that. So I can't imagine how they're going to react to knowing that she's dating a trans person. And maybe it won't be okay. I thought work was going to be way worse than it is, but then, yeah, I thought it was going to be worse than it is. And I really do hope that it's not that bad. I'm just really like panicking about it. Because if they are not accepting of that and of me, then that means that I can't go and spend holidays with them. When she goes and visits, I won't see them. I'll never be able to see her nephews again. Well, like her sister knows, so I mean, I don't think that her sister has a problem with it. I don't know how her husband feels about it. My girlfriend's sister's husband, like my girlfriend's brother-in-law. I don't know how he feels about it. There's a saying in Spanish, cada quien sus cubas. It's everyone drinks something. Everyone drinks their own rum, something like that. But basically, what it's like, everyone drinks their own drinks. Like, everyone has their own preference. Everyone does their own thing. Like, why are you judging them? We all drink our own drinks. Cada quien sus cubas. Fuck, I can't remember what it means, but it's essentially like, we all drink our own drinks. Like, we all like our own shit. Why do we judge someone just because that's not what I drink? Essentially. The literal translation is escaping my head though. But so yeah, that's really it. Life is really great. I'm more surprised than anything. The dosage has like mellowed out. I always thought I was a little bit like happier when I had my injection, when I was doing way too much at once. Like, I could actually feel like the level of happiness like rising in myself. Now I just feel like very like evened out and mellow, which I suppose is probably a good thing than being like super happy and then like, okay, I need another shot. And then, consistency is probably key. That's what everyone says anyway. But yeah, I'm gonna go work outside, finish my work day outside. It's a super beautiful day in Texas right now. I mean, I'm sure it's still really hot and muggy and humid, but at least it looks really pretty, which is really nice. So I'm gonna go figure out how to get a raise so I can make more money to save for top surgery and just to enjoy my life, period. So yeah, I'm gonna do that right now. I will talk to y'all maybe next week on my 6-week update of changes I've experienced and whatnot. But yeah, until then, I'm sending you all the love, all the happiness in the world that I possibly could. I hope that you get it. I hope that you receive it and you like embrace that feeling. Because even if you're, alone, and sometimes it feels being lonely is kind of, not having community around you and everything is kind of a really isolating feeling. And I was in that position for a long time. And I just want you to know that if you're landing on this video and you're listening for any reason, just know that I'm sending you love. Just for being here, for being yourself, for showing up, for waking up today, and for being alive. I love you. I hope that you have a beautiful day. A day that's even more beautiful than this outside. Like, that's a super beautiful day. So, anyway, just remember, if anyone ever makes a comment against you that is not great, just remember, I would recommend telling them, I feel sorry for you. I hope that you feel better soon. Because they're definitely in a bad place to be telling you something that's so negative, like they probably did, to anyone at any point in your life. And hopefully you don't have people making comments like that to you. But if you do, that's just, a little reminder. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all all very soon. I'll see you next week. Until then, love you all. See you later. Bye-bye.